Mohamed Salah has done a photo shoot for Middle Eastern GQ magazine with a woman inappropriately dressed hugging him whilst he's smiling, following the Islamic principle, which is if you hear of somebody doing something, you make excuses for them. You don't just jump the gun and start attacking them left, right and center. So I did just that. I thought maybe she's his wife. Turns out she's not. She's a quite popular Brazilian supermodel. Then I thought maybe it was done against his will. You know how it works with, when you're a celebrity or whatever. So I managed to check the behind the scenes and it clearly wasn't. In fact, the behind the scenes revealed more dodgy content, and the behind the scenes was put on his actual social media as well. Which brings me on to the next point, because I thought there must be another reason for this, because it's just out of character for him and it doesn't make sense. So I tried to search other websites and even went on his own social media. He seemed to be quite actively promoting not only the pictures but the behind the scenes as well. So it seems like something that he has done consciously. In Islam, as we know, to do this is haram. Yeah, it goes without saying, there's no doubt about it. Behaving like this with another woman is wrong. Whether I'm doing it, Mohamed Salah's doing it, it doesn't change the law of Allah. Simple as that. What do we learn from this? Number one, what we learn is there's a reason why 17 times a day we recite Ihdina Siratal Mustaqim, asking Allah to guide us to the straight path. Because we're all prone to being misguided. No one is immune from this. Number two, be around good company, people that are God conscious and humble. If you're around people that are constantly chasing after money, constantly trying to, increase themselves in their fame, eventually that sort of stuff can enter your heart. It's like going into a perfume shop. Even if you don't apply the perfume, you're gonna come out smelling of perfume. But if you hang around smokers, even if you're not smoking, when you leave their gathering, you're gonna end up smelling of smoke. So your friends and your gatherings, who you subscribe to on social media, who comes up on your feed, guys, all of this counts as company. Be very cautious which movies you watch, what you listen to. All of that is also part of your diet as well. Number three, it's a reminder to have role models that have passed away, because all of their life is there for us to see. Whilst if you have a role model that's alive, they can flip at any time, and them flipping could flip you, and you might end up flipping off.
So now we're going to get into where this is all coming from. This is a book from the 15th century. It's a picture of the devil, and this is something, Muslims used to sometimes depict things, Kitab al-Bulhan. But I want you to look at his hands. You see this sign? I don't even want to do it on film, because people will take a clip and then have me in one of those pictures doing that sign. It's an evil sign. Don't do these signs. Right? And kids watch Spider-Man and then they want to do the sign because Spider-Man does it. Right? And you don't want to be a Spider-Man. Right? You want to be a human man. Right? Not an arachnoid. A humanoid. These signs, even this one, which I don't like doing, but that sign, Muslims should not do that sign. That actually comes out of magic. These are signs that were, they're magical signs. We have no symbols in our religion. Even the crescent and the moon, it's a Seljuk tradition. The Prophet ﷺ had no symbols in his religion. It's one of the miracles of our religion. We do things in cultures, this is urf, where you greet people. Even some of the ulama considered waving to be makruh because they said it was isharat al-nasara. And you see this in the books. I mean, that for me is a little extreme. I don't follow that. But that was my point, is they were very cautious about these symbols because they know these symbols have meanings. This is why gangs do all these symbols, right? Because this is demonic stuff. So that is a very important symbol. Now this is what they worship, these Satanists, Baphomet. If you notice, he's androgynous, so it's a male-female mixture. Also making these signs. You see the signs he's making using this sign because 11 is the devil's number. Because 11 is 1 beside 1. And you will notice that in their numerology they use 11 a lot. And they like multiples of 11. 11, 22, 33, 66. They like these multiples. Imam al-Ghazali says in their magic, they know the secrets of numbers. And so they use numbers. And one of the practices is through the eyes, seducing the eyes in television and spectacle. It's the sihr of the ayun. You can see Madonna imitating here Baphomet, right? Because she's one of them, and she's a numerologist. She is a numerologist. She practices numerology. This is Lady Gaga, that everybody's gaga about. Lady Gaga's got tens of millions of followers. So the devil has plenty of followers on Twitter. This was a cover of the Beatles because John Lennon was heavily involved in magic. But they followed him. They're in doctor's suits with abortion. The Warner Brothers was so disturbed by this that they covered it over. Now this has no shock value for people in the West. But in those days it had shock value. But this was an album cover that they chose. Because they believed in free sex. Free sex necessitates abortions because people get unwanted pregnancies. This is a simple fact and a reality. And I'll say it openly and publicly. This is being live streamed. People can make fun of me. They can laugh at me. They can think I'm crazy. They said the same thing about the Prophet ﷺ, so I'm not ashamed of being called Majnoon. If they could say it about the best of creation, then who am I to reject that honorific title from the people it comes from?